Okay, good evening class. This is a session on all the examination in this season, CAT and MAT, ZAT, IFT and others. I'll be giving an overview of each of this examination, and if you have any questions or if you need any specific information on these examination, you can ask me through your chat window, or if you want I can unmute you and then you can speak as well. So let's start with CAT examination, which is the biggest of all. So CAT basically is it has two sections. One is VA and LR, that is verbal and LR, and other will be quant and DI. And you have 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending upon the pattern each and every year, and you have to solve 60 questions, 30 in each, and it is considered to be one of the toughest paper after that of the season. But there's a difference in the type of questions that come in CAT and other examination. CAT is more of conceptual based questions. It will have, and this season it has been a trend that a lot more questions have come from functions, a lot of more questions have come from modern mathematics, geometry. So it happens so that it will always keep on changing, but more or less the pattern is that if you know the basics and if you have a little more applicability of those basics, then you can easily crack the questions. Here again the time limit is the key, so you need to choose the questions wisely. That is the point. And in verbal section, I'll always recommend people to go for the RCs rather than verbal, because in verbal is like a GK question, whether you know it or you don't know it. But for RC question, you always have that capability that you can actually build up upon, and through a better inferential and a better logical reasoning, you can easily go ahead and solve those questions. If you give a little more time on RC, it's very easy to crack. But in verbal, it's a little tough, but still, I'll always prefer RC over verbal in VA section. And in DI questions these days are a lot more calculation intensive, and you need to actually brush up your calculation skills. So it's like point calculation, or moreover I'll say not only brush up your calculation skill, brush up your IQ, that which two options you can easily eliminate and then tinker between those two options. So that will actually help. And in quant section, I've already told that these days the things are changing and a lot more modern mathematics is coming into picture. But traditionally a lot more number system, time, speed and distance questions. But now there has been an amalgamation of all these sections. So in a time distance question, there will be a number thing in place. So that is the case with the CAT. Yeah, some of the people are asking, are the questions repeated in CAT? No, most of the time questions in CAT won't be repeated, but the pattern of the questions will be repeated. Suppose there is a question to find out the number of zeros in a factorial of a number, is like how many zeros will be at the end of 53 factorial. Now this is a kind of a question. So the same number of questions can be, that pattern can be repeated. Obviously the same question won't be repeated, and more or less it keeps on changing. Every year there is a difference. So there is a difference in the pattern, and there is every year there will be a focus on one part and there will be less focus on the others, but that is with each and every examination. And what is the marks in CAT? Again, marks +4 -1, and it keeps on changing. I cannot say exactly it was always +4 -1. It has been +1 -1/3 also. So +1 for the correct answer and -1/3 for the wrong answers. So but that won't deter you from actually taking the CAT, because that pattern will be same for all the people. Yes, there is a negative marking in CAT, and some of the people are still asking that there is a negative marking. Yeah, negative marking is there in CAT, and that needs to be there. That is actually very good. So, there is a good question from Prakriti. How many questions we need to solve in order to get 99 percentile? Let me tell you, this cannot be actually told that how many questions you need to solve, because nowadays when the questions pattern is online, then each and every day and each and every session is normalized, and difficulty level of each and every session is different, so you don't know that how much is going to be for 99 percentile. But what I'll suggest is, out of 30 questions in a section, if you attempt 24-25 questions with 90% percentile, 90% accuracy, that means around 20-22 questions accurately, then you can easily get 99 percentile. So that is the pure logic, but it's not true for all the cases. Suppose the question paper is very tough, then even 17-18 questions will fetch you a 99 percentile. So this question is quite subjective. You cannot actually answer this question. It's case to case basis. We'll keep questions for the end. Let me cover other part as well. I've prepared some document for your test structures. For, let me start with okay, next best examination of the CAT, that is ZAT. So ZAT, it's a pencil and paper examination, and it is for, you know, XLRI Jamshedpur and XIMB Bhubaneswar, and a lot more B schools also take the ZAT scores. So it is considered to be the toughest examination of the season, let me tell you. And the reason is because they are actually very different from all the examination. Not in terms of the choice of paper, but the quality of questions and the type of marking scheme. Both are quite different. Many a times, the year I took last ZAT, it was a differential marking and a differential negative marking. So it's very tricky. If a person gets lucky with a 5-mark question, then his percentile will zoom up to a lot more than a person who gets unlucky with a 5-mark question. So it's a very luck based examination, I would say. So what has been the case traditionally, that the exam pattern has been changed now. Now it consists of 2 parts, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is objective paper, which is multiple choice question, and the sections in this paper are verbal ability, decision making, quantitative aptitude, and general awareness. General awareness is a recent addition to this. It was not 2 years back, so that is the recent addition. And the paper also has mellowed down over a period of time. Before, they even used to ask questions from IIT examinations. So it's like some of the questions are given just not to solve those questions. So that is how you need to choose the right question in order to attempt that, in order to get the best score. Okay, the total number of questions is not fixed. It keeps on changing, but this year it is ZAT 2013 will have 291 questions, and ZAT 2014 80 to 90 questions. That has been confirmed, and the duration of examination is 2 hours 40 to 45 minutes. Keeps on changing, but traditionally it is around this. And the second part, as I've said, there's paper 1, then there is a paper 2. Paper 2 you need to write an essay. Essay is actually calculated the marks, not the marks, but the way you have written the essay is actually taken into consideration while you go for your interview for XLRI or XIMB. Other examinations, they don't consider this essay part. And the marking scheme traditionally has been one for each right answer and a negative marking of 0.25 for every wrong answers. But this also again keeps on changing. I said, but it has been fixed for this year, so that is what it is now. Okay, let's move on to keep your questions. Okay, I'm getting a question from Ashish. CAT examination is a online examination. It's not a pencil paper examination. Then again, we have ZAT essay is not like AWA of GMAT. Essay is more or less a normal essay, but it's more on economy focused, capitalism, and they'll give some vague topics, and you need to write an essay. And that essay, they always judge on three things. First, the clarity of the thought. Second, the grammar. And third, how you have presented the essay. Means you have a starting, body, and the conclusion. You need to be precise with that. So that is the 3 point on which they actually. I'm getting a question from Manas. Do XIMB and XLRI consider CAT score? No. ZAT actually is abbreviation for Xavier Aptitude Test. So all Xavier schools will always consider ZAT score. They won't consider CAT score. Okay, moving ahead. Keep your questions ready. We'll have time for that. So let's move on to next examination. Okay, one more good examination is IFT. IFT is examination for Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. It has two locations. One is in Delhi and other is in Kolkata. It is best suited for international business. So people who have interest in international business, this is the best place to be. So, and moreover, it has good ROI as well, considering so much fees for other IIMs. So it has a much better ROI. Okay, it's a pencil paper examination, and it has 4 sections. So the sections are quantitative ability, logical ability, data interpretation, verbal ability, and reading comprehension and general awareness. While data, again, I'll suggest data interpretation and logical reasoning are the way you can score a lot more in IFT. IFT traditionally does not have a sectional cutoff. It actually says more or less, but you need to read the instructions before attempting the paper. But over a few years, it has been seen that it always consider non-zero marks in non-zero marks in each section. That is what non-negative marks. Sorry, non-negative marks in each section. That is what they actually consider. And the duration of examination is 2 hours. It always happens from 10 to 12. So it's like you can even switch the question between sections. So it is not like you have 20 minutes for each section. Something like this is not there. So you can actually attempt your strongest section in IFT examination. The syllabus, these all, the whole, this document I'll forward to all of you, so you can go through it. But just for your information, that logical reasoning topics like critical reasoning, there will be probability false, family tree problem, symbol based problems. So these things will be taken into there. Geometry, then lines, angles, triangles, cones. So means more or less everything is there. So there is an analysis also for last few years of paper. So you can go through it. But I'll suggest that in IFT the cutoff is not very high. So cutoff is not very high. So what you need to do is uh, always look for the section that you can actually spend time and get marks out of it. So that is how it is. So again, IFT quant questions are little tough. So again, choosing the question is the most important thing in IFT. And one thing that actually separates from other examination, but now they have considered in other examination also, the GK part. GK will give you always an edge in IFT examination, and they take it very seriously in IFT examination. And IFT 65% weightage is your written examination, so you need to do pretty well in your written in order to qualify into the final thing. So I'm getting a question from Veenal. Job experience, does part-time job and government job are considered for interview? Seriously, everything is considered. When you have been a part of an organization, whether it is a part-time or a government job, everything, any job is considered to be in case of an interview. They don't differentiate between a part-time job or full-time job. Obviously, full-time job will be have a weightage, and government job nowadays a lot more government job people are actually getting into these uh, MBA examination, and they actually prefer people working in manufacturing domain or people who have a shop floor experience or people who have a mechanical background. They are very much suited for many of the colleges. They actually like people who have handled resources. So that is what you are going to do after your MBA also. You are going to handle the resources. So they like people. Okay, let's move on to the next examination. After it's done, now I will move on to SNAP. SNAP is symbiosis for all the symbiosis colleges. There are a lot of colleges, but I prefer you not to go all the colleges, not to go and attempt for all the colleges. There are three colleges that you should actually aim for. Is one is SIBM, Symbiosis Institute of Business Management. That is the best college of symbiosis whole domain. Second is a CMHRD. If you are very much interested into HR, this is a good college to be in India. And the third is SIMS. That also I won't say you should prefer this college, because again the placement scenario is not that good. Placement scenario for SIBM and CMHRD is very good, and the kind of interaction that you get in these two colleges, owing to their tenure more than 25 years, so it's like they have a big alumni base and a good atmosphere for MBA. So I would suggest only these three colleges, though you will have a lot more colleges to which will take symbiosis score, SNAP score. So it has four sections: general English, quantitative data interpretation and data sufficiency, general awareness, and analytical and logical reasoning. 40 questions in each section and a total of 180. So 180 questions, sorry, analytical and logical reasoning will have 60 questions. So a total of 180. So that is plus 1 minus 1 4 means 25% is the negative marking. That is how it is. And it will have four responses, all the questions. These are the colleges that take symbiosis score, SNAP score. This is a reservation policy and everything. That is more or less in line with other colleges. If it's a government college, it will have a lot more. And SIMS college is, they have a reservation for all the people who have army background or whose parents have an army background. So that is how it is. So That is about symbiosis. And then let me take you the structure about NMAT. NMAT is the second online examination. It happens 3 times a year, and this is for Nasi Munji Institute of Management Studies. They have 3 campuses, but I prefer you to go only for Mumbai campus because other two are quite new and the scenario is not that good. But if at all you want to go other than Mumbai campus, you should opt for Bangalore campus. The third one is in Hyderabad, the third campus. So they allow you to take 3 attempts, and the best score of total and sectional is considered for the shortlisting purpose. Again, the written examination actually has a lot more value here, a lot more value. So written is around 85%. In the 15%, they have 7.5% for GD and 7.5% for your interview. So if you have a very good score in NMAT, then it's you have a very pretty chance to get into this college. And Nasi Munji Institute of Management Studies is a very good college in Mumbai, and this college actually is very good. It's good for marketing and finance, if you say. And there are a few things: language skills, quantitative skills, and logical reasoning. These three are tested. 32 questions, 48, 40, and a total of 120 questions in 120 minutes needs to be solved. The level of this paper is not that much, but again, the time management is the key. So here you need to do very fast because that will actually make the difference, and that will give you a competitive edge over other participants in this examination. This is the 3 campus I have talked about, and Mumbai campus, they have a lot more courses. There is FT core, full-time core, then actuarial science. Actuarial science is banking thing, again investment banking thing, banking management, capital markets, pharmaceutical management, and HR. But I would suggest FT core is their main course. Others are allied courses. Unless and until you are very much interested and your profile is suited to each of these or any of these courses, you should not opt for it. That is my advice, means my experience. That is what it says. But FT core is a good course, and if you get in, you should go for it. And Bangalore and Hyderabad campus, only one single course is there. And what else? We have talked about CAT, ZAT, SNAP, IFT, and MMAT. So this pretty much sums up most of the examination. There are examinations like CET, CMAT, so that we can talk later. Those are not for the best colleges in India, except CET, which takes which happens in Maharashtra CET. I'm talking about Maharashtra CET because it gives you a right to get into admission to one of the prestigious colleges, Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, JBIMS, Mumbai. It's a very good college, considering the fact that its fees is very low and it has very huge or very high return on investment with an average of 11-12 package in JBIMS. And for marketing and finance, it's a best place to be. But again, the thing here is they have only 10 or 20% seats that has been reserved for people outside Maharashtra. So they need Maharashtra domicile. For people who are in Maharashtra, they should always opt for this. But people out of it, it's a very tough thing to do. Because the paper Maharashtra CET, I'll suggest that it's a paper of speed. Easy questions, huge number of questions. You need to do it with a very high speed because the cutoff is very high. All the Mumbai people try to get into Maharashtra means JBIMS. So that's it for all the examinations and their view. If you have any question, you can actually try to put up any questions, any thought, anything, whatever you feel like. Okay, I'll take up questions. After IIM, which is the next best rated colleges for management? Now again, the thing is, best rated colleges after IIMs, I'll say not all IIMs, IIM A, B, C, K, L, I, only these IIMs. After this, the best colleges will be NITI Mumbai, MDI Gurgaon, SP Jain, and IFT, JBIMS, Nasimunji, SIBM. That's it. Means if you are saying, then you can go ahead with the list. So, and obviously FMS I missed out, and FMS and Excelrai I missed out because it's a different examination that they take. So now FMS takes through CAT only, but previous it used to take its own examination. So FMS again is a very good college considering return on investment. The fees is pretty less. It's like 2 lakh for a year, 2 years. That's all. So hope Samruddhi I answered your question. So because he's asking a question, so can you please explain about CAT's 10, 12th and BTech score criteria? Okay. Again, for each and every IIM, the 10, 12th and BTech score criteria is very different. For IIM Ahmedabad, they actually have categorized some scores that if you have achieved this much marks for 10th, then they will give you this much score. Then 12th, this much score, and a total of 21 score that they say that you should get. It will include your CAT percentile as well. Similarly, IIM Kohikode, they have a different criteria. So it depends upon the IIMs to IIMs, but always good percentage in 10th and 12th will always help. 10th, 12th and BTech, I must say, will always help in getting through the interviews. They always look for people who have been performer, who have performed till now throughout all the examinations. So some of the CATs, I would say that they actually look a lot for this, and namely this CATs, IIM Lucknow, IIM Bangalore, and IIM Kohikode. These three actually look a lot for your graduation 10, 12 percentages. And even if your percentile is less, I have my friends who have percentile of 91, 92, even 92 or 95. They are studying there, so they have studied there, and some of them are studying there. So that actually helps. Yashvi, no, job experience is not at all necessary for any of the Indian examination. So job experience is not at all necessary. But if you have a job experience, you will always be on an edge, considering the fact that they are actually going to teach you in MBA applicability of the theory. MBA or any of this management education is all about theory as well as practical. It's not only engineering kind of thing where you have only science or technology into picture. It's a lot more to deal with people as well. That means art also. So it's art as well as a science, as they say in management. So they need people, or they like people who have actually had prior experience of handling people, or who had actually worked in an organization and who actually understand the culture of a corporation. So that will actually help you to grasp what they teach in MBA. So that is why they actually like job experience, but it is not at all necessary. If you have done a lot more internships in different colleges, or internship into different organizations during your BTech, or if you have worked in NGOs or something, if you have some stories to tell, they won't that won't deter you from getting into any of the IIMs or any of the top colleges, even if you don't have any work ex. So, and I must say that a large experience is actually a deterrent in order to get into any of the big schools, B schools. So it's like if you have an optimum experience of 1 to 2 years or maybe 3 years, that is the best suited candidate for any uh, any of the IIMs or any of the MBA schools in India. Uh, okay, again, which is the I've already answered this question. College in Gurgaon, College MDI, Management Development Institute in Gurgaon. That is the best college in Gurgaon. It takes admission through CAT, and again I'll say that it actually down selects the people depending upon their CAT percentile. So a huge percentile if you have, then it's a very plus point for getting into MDI Gurgaon. MDI Gurgaon is considered to be one of the best colleges with a history of more than 3 decades. So it is a very good college, and if you are not getting into any of the IIMs, good IIMs, then you can look for an option in MDI. But only deterrent in MDI is the cost. The cost over there is actually equal to what all cost you incur in other IIMs. So that is the reason why people actually don't prefer Gurgaon, MDI Gurgaon. Okay, Ashish, you're asking how to prepare for GK. Prepare for GK is very easy. You read newspaper every day. That is the only thing you are going to actually, that is going to help you for any of the GK examination for MBA. If you read newspaper every day for the last 6 months, that will be more than enough to solve 50% of the questions. And read these journals or you can say all these magazines like GK, Business Today or Business World. If you are getting into MBA, so you should know about the business. So Business Today or Business World, that will help. Last 6 months before the examination, that is more than enough to crack any of the GK thing. Vineet is asking about IMT Ghaziabad. IMT Ghaziabad was once a very good college, because in my view it is not that good a college now. The reason being they have actually increased their student size to 500. That too only in Ghaziabad, and they have different campuses in Nagpur and Hyderabad as well. So they have actually increased their size, due to which their quality has decreased a lot, and it's like it's not that good college as it had been 5-6 years back. So, but again, it is considered to be among one top 20 colleges. So if you have good percentile and you are willing to do MBA this year only, so IMT Ghaziabad is a good option, because it has a history of, it has a legacy. And I would say that, you know, Prasoon Joshi, the latest, he's IMT Ghaziabad graduate. Okay, we have another question that Vikas is asking. 10th is 72%, 12th is 62%, and BTech is 82%. What are my chances? You have very good chances into getting into IIM ABC if you get a very good percentile. Though your 12th mark will screw you a little, but still, if you are getting into very good percentile, 99.5 plus or 99.5 around, then you have a good chance into getting into these. B will be a problem, but A and C easily you can get a call, and then it's your call how you actually take that on, how you perform in the interview. So after getting into interview, they are not going to ask these questions. In fact, that will give you an edge, that they will say that okay, being not that good in 12th, still you are getting into this situation, that means you have actually done a lot. So you will get a story to tell. So one thing I'll say that in MBAs people love stories. So always be ready with a story. So Prakriti, how much percentile we need to get for getting into IIM Ahmedabad? Very subjective question depending upon your profile. People with 95 percentile also get into IIM Ahmedabad. People with 99 percentile also don't get into IIM Ahmedabad. So it's like depending upon the percentile, because now they have actually changed a lot. In earlier days, 3-4 years back, if you get 99.5 percentile or 99 plus percentile, you can actually think that you can get a call from A, B, and C, not B, A, C, and L at least. Nowadays, you can't say these days because a lot of more thing your previous experience, your previous percentages in other examinations actually play a lot bigger role. So, but if you are a fresher or something, go for a percentile thing. That will help. We need 3-4 years experience. Let me tell you, I was a 3 years experience guy when I went to into MBA, so it's a good time to get into MBA college. But again, choose your college wisely, depending upon your uh, whatever you are willing to do, or whichever area you are willing to pursue, whether you are getting into HR, finance, or marketing, whichever you want to get into, depending upon their colleges and depending upon what all calls you have, you should choose wisely. What should be preferred MBA after engineering and taking a work experience after completing engineering? There's no such criteria, I think. Samruddhi, there's no such criteria that what is preferred. Uh, it actually depends upon person to person. So both are actually good. Many colleges actually prefer young people. I'll say that in my college, most of the FMCG jobs, which are considered to be the hot jobs in our college, or any college for that matter, are taken by people who are the least experienced people, because they need people who don't have a backlog of IT or who don't have a backlog of any other manufacturing industry. They need people with fresh ideas. So that can be means that can actually work in favor of you rather than go against. But uh, uh, if you have experience, that will give you an edge in understanding what has been taught in MBA, and moreover during placement also, some of the companies, mainly IT industries or manufacturing industries, who have who likes people with work ex in their particular area, that will actually help. Okay, I have a very interesting question now from Ashish. I have 10 plus years work ex, 5 years in manufacturing industry, 6 plus years in IT, currently working in TCS as an assistant consultant. My academics 10 to 84%, 12 78%, graduation 68%. I'm a BE production. I want to change my domain from IT to finance. Okay, I'd never say that it is not possible. It is very much possible. But upfront only I'll say that don't go for CAT, because you have already have 10 plus years experience, and Indian MBAs, they don't consider workers that good. If you have such a big experience, such a large experience, I would suggest you should go for PGPEX, the postgraduate program for executive management of of IIMs, IIM Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Bangalore, whatever it is. So PGPX is the program for you, or you should go for GMAT. You should not go for CAT or these examination, and you can change your domain into finance. It's not a problem. Write CFA examinations, uh, clear all the level 1, 2, and 3, and any finance firm will love to hire you. With such a great experience, you can easily get into finance. It's not a problem. but you need to make your profile accordingly, and you should always be ready with your answers, that whether why you want to get into finance, and you have such a different experience, why you want to move from that experience to a finance experience. You should have that story ready, and the world will love you to get into finance. It's not a problem. Okay. ISB Hyderabad is takes through GMAT. It doesn't take through CAT, and again it requires a GMAT score of 720, around 700 plus at least, and it is one of the best colleges. But again, it's a very huge investment cost that you are going to incur for 1 year course. It's a 1 year course. It's not a 2 year course, so you can actually go for it. But it needs a very good profile. That is what I'm saying. For most of the GMAT examination, GMAT mainly GMAT, all the schools, big B schools which take GMAT as their entry criteria, they look for a look a lot more for your profile rather than your GMAT score. Uh, what is the value? IIM Rohtak is actually a good of the new IIMs. IIM Rohtak and IIM Ranchi. These two are performing good, but actually due to increase of the size, increase of the number of people intake, they have actually decreased the total number of, means I'm saying the percentage of people getting into better jobs, because now the average will decrease obviously. But it's a good college to be. IIM Ranchi and Rohtak, both in the new IIMs, these two perform very well. Sachin, I have 4+ years experience. Will it be a problem because the time I'll be taking? No, Sachin, I would not say that it will be a problem. You have optimum experience to get into MBA school in India also. So you don't have experience like that of Ashish that we have discussed right now with 10+ experience. So with 4+ years experience, you can get into AMS, and your experience will be valued also depending upon where it is. If it is uh, non-IT experience, it will be valued more. That is for sure. If it's the IT experience, then all the IT companies will flock to take you into their managerial positions. So that is what is going to happen. So it happens. So that is what it is. But you should definitely go and try for CAT and try to get into the top colleges only, because if you are not getting into top 10, 10, 12 colleges, it will be very tough to actually value your experience. You might get into the same job. That is the problem. You might not get into the change of job. That might not happen. So uh, because I'm not clear, I'm from state board. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you are from state board or central board or whatever board it is. You are in a central examination, you need to perform there, and people are treated equal over there. Normalization, I still don't know how this process actually works, normalization, because they say that they normalize according to the board, but I have heard cases where people from West Bengal board, they are not getting into IIMs just because in West Bengal a few years back a lot of more people were not getting 80s percentages. 70 was the highest like this. So it actually will create a problem. I know it's not in your hand, but again, that happens, and you need to actually take that into consideration while applying for any IIMs or any other exam, any other B school. Vineet, the new IIMs I've already told, Rohtak and Ranchi are much better performer. Udaipur is also catching up due to a very good director over there. The director was uh, previously into IIM Bangalore, so he's a good man. So That is why it is also catching up. But Ranchi and Rohtak are good. Whether I have any change for ABC KLI? Okay, I mean, I think you want to ask the order. So ABC, I'll say that ABC and then is LIK. It's not KLI. So that is what my ranking is. Lucknow is much better than Kozhikode and Indore. Indore is laggard in the sense that it has a very huge size, and the location itself, Indore location, makes it very tough to get people placed over there. Sir, if an organization does not allow their employee for higher studies, then it may be difficult to get a written proof for job experience. Then. No, no, no. If when you resign for examination, they will give you a service certificate venal, and that will be enough to show that your experience is there. So, so there won't be any organization that will not give you a service certificate after you resign from that examination. Uh, that company or that organization, whatever. They'll give you a service certificate, and if that is not the case, then you can show your payslip of starting in the last month, so that will also work. I didn't get 99.5 percentile because you need to be clear with your questions. I'm not able to get what does 99.5. Ashish, I've told you about chance. What is chance here? I'm not able to get it. Please repeat the question for this. Teju, if there is any integrated program like MBA and PhD, no, no. There is no integrated program in India for MBA and PhD. As far as I know, for top B schools, there is no integrated program. There is an MBA, then it is FPM, Fellowship Program in Management, which is considered to be equivalent to PhD. So that is how it is. So CAT score for PhD is used, but it is not necessary. Your profile actually plays a bigger role over there. And Prakriti, you have a 10th, very good score, 12th also good score. BTech is presently in third year. So it's a good score to attempt CAT. If you get a good percentile, you'll get a call from all the good B schools. It's not a problem. You have everything good till now. Ashish, if you are not looking for placements, then what I'll suggest you to not go for MBA. You should go for something like FPM or sorry, FPM. I'm saying CFA or CA thing. That will actually help you a lot more for finance. MBA is a generalist degree. It is not giving you typically only finance thing. There won't be a college which will be teaching totally finance. It will be a generalist degree. So if you are so much interested into getting into finance, you should try for CFA or CA, which you can do along with your job as well. So that won't be a problem. So that will actually help you. With greater than 8 CGPA, what are my chances for IIM Ahmedabad? Very much chances. Get a good percentile. All the big IIMs are waiting for you. Shaunuk, if academics are poor, see, then you have only one chance, that is to get good scores in this examination, and try to attempt those examinations where the percentages of the written examination or the percentage of written examination in the overall criteria is very good, like IFT or NMAT, where 85% or 70 or 65% is taken into consideration for the written examination. So then you get a very good chance. Or if you get a good percentile in CAT, then you can easily get into colleges like MDI or lower IIMs. So you have a good chance in that case. I'm studying now in BCom second year and want to excel in business faculty. Which college? Excel in business faculty. I mean, Ashish, I'm saying to Ashish Bhavsinka that you want to excel in business faculty. If you want to become a MBA college faculty, then obviously you should go for an MBA, then FPM. Then only any good MBA colleges will induct you as a faculty. Or if you get good MBA from a top college, then lower MBA colleges might induct you as a faculty and then allow you to do your PhD program. Yashvi, 92 in 10th, 92.6 in 12th, commerce, and now in BCom second year. So I can give, yes, you can give. After graduation, you can give CAT or any other examination, but so you can easily get into this. So it's not a problem. So huge number of chances into getting into good college. Okay. Does job experience, Shaunak, mitigate it? No, no. It's a very high experience. Then it might get a problem for you because you will always be already working at a very higher package. So getting into MBA, one of the prime aim for people getting into MBA is to get a better pay package. So that will actually create a problem. And people with high experience, they will not be actually valued in Indian MBA colleges that much of their experience. Because if you want to change your profile, obviously the thing is that experience won't be counted because that is not in the same profile. So it's like the thing is that is why it is deterrent. Otherwise, it's not a deterrent. If you're in an IT experience and you want to stay in IT, then it's a very good thing actually. For each year, you are actually paid a lot more. I'm working in an IT company. After an MBA, it is possible to get into non-IT sector. Very much possible. A lot of my friends actually get into this. Non-IT companies, you can get into manufacturing, finance, but those 2 years you need to get into a groove and try to make a profile of yourself. You should get into all the finance competitions, or you should get into the summer placements that happens. You should go for finance if you are interested in finance, or if you are interested in manufacturing or FMCG. So similarly, you have to get into the groove and make a profile out of it, because at the end of the day, the CV that you make in 1.5 years of your MBA before your placement season, that matters a lot. So if you have IT experience but you showed your inclination towards manufacturing, FMCG, or any other sector, whichever you want to get into, it will actually help a lot. Is there any chance to get a job in PSU from a good B school? IIM Ranchi is known for this. So IIM Ranchi, a lot more PSUs get into this. So there's a good chance there. Can poor academics be mitigated by good job experience, say working in a multinational organization like Tata Corp? Sure, it's not a problem. Again, a good job experience and a good score, that will actually help if you don't have a very good, uh, if you don't have that very good academics. It's how you perform in the interview after you get a call. My profile is 10, 12. Ashish, again, I'll say that CAT percentile, if you want to target IIMs, go for 98 plus at least. It will help you a lot. And see, what should be a good profile for any good college? It depends upon the college. and it actually depends only upon the college. IIM Ahmedabad looks for a different kind of people. IIM Calcutta looks for a different kind of people. SP Jain looks for a different kind of people. So you cannot generalize that what profile actually they look for. But typically, I'll say that best fit for an MBA is a person with mechanical engineering background or a person with engineering background with a non-IT work ex, less than 2 years experience, and 99 plus percentile. That is the best fit for most of the colleges, I'll say. I'll not say every college because I've seen colleges like SP Jan that take people with 91 percentile, but they have been a rock band singer. So that is a different thing. Okay. I want to ask, my current company's operations have shut in this month. Can I join some other program like MSc IT in order to avoid the gap of causing? Okay. So, Sachin, what I'll suggest is instead of joining any program, you take up teaching or you take up any part-time job, start a website or do anything different, because that will actually help a lot. And gap is not that much considered actually. If it is 3-4 months gap, it is not that much considered. Manas, I didn't get your question actually. So can you repeat the question? What percent should we get in graduation degree to get selected? There's no such criteria depending upon what kind of degree it is. If you are non-engineer, a commerce graduate, 70% will suffice. If you are a BTech graduate, even 75% won't suffice. So it's a very different for different colleges. You need to read their instructions, whatever they have given. But typically, if you are among top of the class or among top 10 percentile of the class, then it's a good thing. So what percentage should we get in degree to do? 76.4 in 10th and 9.6 in 12th, 95.42 in diploma, 65.9. You have a good chance. Go and crack the examination and rest will be taken care of. Vinal, it's not a problem. You have good scores, okay scores. I won't say good because you are Tamil Nadu State Board you have passed, so you should have scored a little more. But still, due to Tamil Nadu State Board, you are saved because other state boards won't get that marks. But still, you have good chances for getting into any of the big B schools. There's no problem. Crack the examinations and go ahead with that. Okay, guys, I think the questions have done. I'm done with the questions today. So my email ID is cyber.rajeev@gmail.com. I'll send you to. Okay. Interested in HR in manufacturing sector. Will my IT work ex be useful? It doesn't matter. You get into good college. If you get into colleges like TIS, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, or Excelrai Jamshedpur in that PMIR course, or MDI HR or SCM HRD HR, if you want to get into HR, then these colleges will easily get you into manufacturing sector. It won't be a problem with your IT work ex. And HR is more about relationship building. It's more about negotiation, more about handling critical situations. So it will be a it will not be a problem. So it will not deter your chances into getting into any of the HR for manufacturing firm. But you should get into good colleges. Always look for these colleges in this order: TIS and Excelrai top, then you go for MDI HR, then you go for SCM HRD and MDI HR. So these are the colleges in that sequence you should go and follow. So that's it. You guys have my Gmail ID. So I believe not everybody has got it, but uh, okay, some more questions are coming in. Is there any examination we can appear in the third year of engineering to get an experience? You can take a CAT. Only thing is you won't be getting into the AMS or any B school in that year. You have to wait for 1 year. But for getting experience, you can take a CAT, or you can take any of the mock examinations we have at Mindworks. All the mock examinations, take a mock examinations. That is a uh, very good examination that you can actually take all those examinations to get a feel of what it is. TIS is not TIS, it's TISS, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. It has a very different examination. So, but it has just 30 seats. So it's more of HR focus. So people who want to get into uh, mainly HR, and mainly in that also, if you're getting into social services or labor relations, then this is a good college. TIS Mumbai, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. So it has a different examination. Yeah, I'll send you all the documents. Uh, Email ID, I'll send it to the moderators. They will send you to all the people who are present today. Meanwhile, I'll give you my email ID. If you have any problem, you can contact me. Okay, and I'll end my session today. Hope you enjoyed this. See you again. Okay, bye bye. Good night.